Hey guys, Azzapp here and welcome to Vel'Koz mid lane guide, finally. If you play Vel'Koz, you've come to the right place and you're probably aware that he's super terrible right now in solo queue. It has taken me a lot of time to figure out the perfect role for him and I played him in every single role, including jungle this season. I really wanted to test every aspect of him. We played AP carry, we played every possibility. So today I'm proud to present to you that it finally clicked. I found the most impactful playstyle. And it is the Speedy Boy Light version. This is the true Predator successor build, which draws a lot of its power from different playstyles, and it grabs a little bit from the old playstyle in the mid lane, from the really old playstyle in the mid lane, and the support playstyle. And it kind of combines them into this one very neat package. So first, let me show you how I stumbled upon it, and then we're gonna go step by step how I developed it further, why I think it's really good, and I will take you step by step on why exactly it works and how to replicate it. So last night I was playing some solo queue, and one game I randomly decide I kind of want to play Ghost. I mean, it wasn't really random, I'll be real honest, because I understand the game and I figure out that against their comp it can actually work, because usually in the Victor matchup he would run heal, so instead of heal, I figured, hey, let's try Ghost, just to see. So I was stumped. I nearly gave up, I was a little bit tilted, not gonna lie, I couldn't really play, so yeah, this game we tried out Ghost for fun, and then I figured, okay, this has merit, but we can perfect that. So I got slightly different runes here in the secondary version, but I really need to go Swifties in this build. We're doing a lot of synergies with Swifties. If you really want that movement speed, you'll see some cool plays with the movement speed we've already done with this. I'll try to put in some clips. But the downside of Swifties is you can't go magic penetration boots, and if you don't go magic penetration, going Ludens is kind of pointless because you don't really gain that much magic pen. Especially Shadow Flame, Ludens, you can't really gain that much pen, and even when you gain it, it has less value because the less you have it, it's less valuable, and even then you're still Vel'Koz, who does 75% roughly magic damage. So you lose 25% efficiency. So I said, what if we go Crown instead? It's a cheap item. If we get our cheap spike, it also gives us movement speed per completed item. And because we're growing Crown, we're going to be pretty unkillable. And we're kind of gambling that we're not going to die a lot in this playstyle. And then we go Magi's very next item right after. So this is the whole movement speed build situation that we got going on, where you play insane map tempo. And it's the best I felt in a really long time playing Vel'Koz, because I've really felt impact in every single one of these games. Okay, quickly let me show you the runes. Speedy Boy Light. This is the variant that I was running with. I did some optimization slowly. This is exactly how it runs. There are 3 variable parts, I guess. Well, 2 variable parts. You can go Armor MR, depending on the matchup. And here, you can go Cheap Shot, Ghost Poro, whichever one you prefer, honestly. But Relentless Hunter is pretty much mandatory. We already talked about this. Ghost Flash, that is the difference. That is the difference, and we paired it up with Nimbus, which gives us insane amount of dodging power. Also, this has such a good synergy with Crown, which I think is what makes this build very, very powerful. Let's say you're fighting versus a mage with a bunch of skill shots. As soon as you pop Ghost, you have insane advantage. If they don't have Flash, they lose immediately. And even if they do, you may be able to catch them up. Okay, let's look at some champion who doesn't really have skill shots or brain. So you're fighting versus point and click Kiana. What are you gonna do? You're gonna Ghost? It's not gonna save you. But guess what? Neither will heal nor a barrier, because Kiana will just brain deadly one-shot you no matter what. Nothing will save you there, buddy. So the Crown might. Crown has a decent chance of saving you in the first 1.5 seconds against that, because she has to do twice the damage. And then you can run away with the Nimbus heal pairing. Now, to enhance all of this, we go Celerity, really good synergy with the all of these power-ups and movement speed. This one, Ghost, and Swifties. And then you get Water Walking for the River Vel'Koz rotations, because we play for bot lane generally. It's good to camp top lane in certain situations, but very often bot lane will be your bread and butter. There are also chances to pair up with the jungler, and then you play together with the jungler. So why are we running Comet and why don't we go Predator? Like, why are we doing this? We could have done Predator and we have insane speed. Well, this is the beauty of this build. It pairs up everything that's good. We have that support roaming playstyle, we have that mid lane damage dealing style, and the mid lane Predator power to rotate to any position, because support can't really, because he's chained to the bot lane. So this is the jack of all trades Vel'Koz mid lane. You never really encounter such power hole, because Crown will still give you decent hefty AP if you're not hit, and that's pretty solid. Like, you're mostly gonna dish out your burst before you get hit anyway. Comet will totally fix your damage. You will not have lack of damage, and Crown also compensates your damage because you build Magi's right after, and Magi's gives you insane movement speed so you don't die, It works all well with each other, and then you also gain insane damage from Magi's. Okay, so with all this knowledge, you basically have the exoskeleton of this playstyle, and you can do it. You can try it, and you'll probably fail first game, maybe not. Maybe you're natural, but it is a playstyle that needs a little bit of adjusting to, and I'll show you some key components. The very key knowledge, you need to have some knowledge on the matchups. The very key is to know when you can roam, so you don't lose too much on the lane. Okay, now I'm gonna show you the items, exactly how you go one by one, every step, and you should follow it on the dot. Okay, so you start with the Dorans. That is pretty cool. First recall, you want generally around 650, 700, so you can get the Dark Seal boots. And that's the initial path. Then the core items remain. You really want to get the Lost Chapter, and you really want to get the Swifties. After you have Dark Seal, Swifties, Lost Chapter, you're good to go. That's basically your core build. Now, you want to complete right after that Crown. Now, after the Crown, Magi is a bit difficult to purchase. So after the Crown, you need 1250 to finish Magi's. After the Crown, you will be looking to build Magi's, but in case you recall with 700, you're probably not gonna give up that efficiency, especially if there's a dragon fight or potential fight coming up. You're gonna buy it like an Amp Tome, Pink Words, and stuff like that. So Magi's you don't really have to rush it, but it's good to buy it as early as possible. After that, the next item will be Horizon Focus, which is a pretty easy item to build, as you can see, and it fits totally well when you want to cover up the power gaps from building Magi, so you can buy any of these cheap items. That is the point, because you can build them like parallel. Now, after that, I feel like Deathcap gives you the biggest spike, because it has really good synergy with Magi's. You're not going any Magic Pen anyway, so you're just going for insane flat rate and insane true damage spikes, which works phenomenally well. So after that, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items. Sixth item is extremely situational. It really can be anything, so I've given you loads of numbers. If they have shit ton of MR, don't be afraid to buy a Voice Staff, because it's gonna have insane value at that point. I think Cosmic Drive is a bit of an overkill in movement speed. We really don't want to get that much. It will probably do a little bit harm on our power, but if you have nothing better to buy, you can do that. Morello is really good against anti-heal. Banshees, there's a lot of pick-off, but again, you have Crown, so Banshees is very rare. Same with Zhonya's, extremely rare in this case. And Lichbane is, well, if they have a lot of melees and you feel like more consistent damage can help you here. Not to mention you get movement speed, which is what it's all about. Okay guys, so this is one random example I just found from last night. This is essentially how most of your lanes will go. You see Corki matchup, not insane pushing power. We can grab Prio over him. So what we attempt to do here is we get that Prio, because we can see the bot lane is being shoved in here. Our bot lane is being shoved in. That gives us an opportunity. We get that Cannon Wave shoved in. So that means we have so much time before we go back and we don't lose anything, essentially. So what happens is we do this. We do the rotation. We place Vision as well, which is why I also told Ghost Poro can work. It's pretty solid. You're going to plant these seeds everywhere. And then you pop Ghost. Here, my team gets counter-ganked, which is actually pretty well played by enemies. Like, okay. Enemy jungler counter-ganks. That's a bit unfortunate that he gets to live, but we get 2 kills as well. So this was 2 for 1 in a 3v3. And yeah, our jungler gets to operate on the other side as well now. And mid lane, we don't really lose much. Okay, here's another quick example of the power of this. Let's say you're fighting in the mid lane. There's a fight happening. You pop Ghost. Doesn't matter. Just be decisive. I missed every skill shot essentially, and we won. Because it doesn't matter. You just overwhelm them with numbers. 2v2, we would lose that every time. Every damn time we lose that 2v2. But 2v1, that's where we get the edge. Okay, so this is the funniest thing ever. We get a level 2 shove in. We get the level 2 shove in with the water walking 376 movement speed in the river. And if you just run it down bot lane, I noticed there will be a fight and that the flash was forced. Now, you will say, like, why are you flipping this? You're gonna lose mid lane one wave, which I did, but watch what happens. Watch what happens. It's flash. I'm in the middle of the river. I'm at the point of return. Like, once you go, like, commit to the gank, you're in the point of no return. You're gonna waste a little bit of experience and CS. But at this point, I can still return. If enemies outplay this very cleanly, I just turn back and we lose nothing. So that's the beauty of this playstyle. You're super fast in the river. Now, I figured out he forced his flash, so the Q will probably land, and I just have to pop my Ghost here and run in. And as soon as that happened, it's done. It's done. We just do that immediately. And because I have 650 gold, I immediately recall so I can get 2 items. Really good. Now look at the state of mid lane. Look at that. The wave is just bouncing. The wave is literally just bouncing. We're obviously going to miss a couple of minions here. But it's very worth in terms of solo queue momentum and in terms of tilting the enemies. And that is what we're playing for. Okay, this is one cool example of what happens when we go side lane with this character. I'm going to play this on original speed so you can actually see how this plays out. Let me just find the moment. So I'm 1v2 holding them bot lane. And the beauty of this is, again, I can roam. I'm way faster than the enemies. I can do whatever I want. So I'm kind of pushing my limits here. If I had Ghost, I would play even more aggressive. And I believe I mentioned that on stream. Until we find that opening on Jinx. That is a dead Jinx. And now we go for a chase. Have you ever seen a side lane Vel'Koz? Like, we're very, very confident with this playstyle. We don't really care. Nimbus Cloak with Flash paired up can save us from pretty much any situation. So we just go crazy here. Look at this. It's all about the movement speed. 408. We can juke that. That was a bot lane 1v2. And we're also pushing this guy. And that also adds a lot of threat to him. So he can't really farm safely now on the bottom side. And we are obviously going to win the top side. Okay, this is the final example. I just wanted to show you a team fight, because you might think like you get very low damage with this. You have a pretty decent team fight. The movement speed gives you an insane amount of maneuverability, and the Magi's, as we talked about, compensates for the lack of damage due to Crown. So look at this. We have pretty decent HP. We can make pickoffs, we can make plays. Look at this, because you're still a high-level mid laner. The QR power is insane. We can 100 to 0 this guy with QR, obviously. Here comes a subsequent fight. In which universe a regular Vel'Koz survives this? Like, I'm pretty sure regular Vel'Koz would never survive this situation. You have a really fed Tryndamere. This guy was super fed, running at you with Ghost. Look at this. We're not even afraid. We have so much speed. We can maneuver however we feel like. Look at that. You can reposition insanely. And as we talked about, all Vel'Koz's abilities are directly tied to his positioning. So the better you can position, the more chance you have to land your abilities. So this is just ridiculously powerful playstyle. And yeah, just like that, we went from 9 Magi stacks to 17, and I survived. And that's all you gotta do, be that anchor point, and eventually carry your team. So that is pretty much everything about this playstyle. There will be more videos coming with this because it's a new gold mine. I will be spamming this for solo queue to climb. Finally, we fixed our win rate from actually negative, and now we're in Master Promo. Yeah, the KJ is making some videos. I will prepare some full uploads as well, so you can see exactly step by step how to play this. And yeah, that's the guide. Good luck with actually bringing Vel'Koz back into the game. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope it helps.